So today I'm going to be discussing about. I'm moving away a bit from my videos on cricket. Today I'm going to be discussing about something else that I'm very passionate about. I'm talking about movies today, and so the re-releases of successful Hindi films of the past, and it's something which has been going on a lot in the recent past in September, but it's happened a lot before this as well. A lot of successful films, 2000s onwards, and and I went and watched a very successful one a few days ago. I'm talking about Kal Ho Na Ho. In September, I'd watched Veer Zara. These are the only two films I've watched. The two re-releases I watched. So it happened in February as well. They had re-released a lot of films in February to probably cash in with the Valentine's Day period. But then what happened then was that there was already a successful film which had come out 5 days earlier, which had a love story connection to it, and a few weeks prior to that, there was already Fighter, which was running in the theaters, and Fighter did not do really good business, but it didn't do disastrous business. But then there was Teri Baaton Mein Aisa Ulja Jiya, which actually connected quite well with the audience, given that it wasn't really that high a budget, and it did decently. It wasn't a blockbuster or super hit kind of a thing, but it did well. It did well for its concept, for the fact that it was something out of the box, and that romantic thing which the audiences were looking for. I think that they got it from that film. But coming to the re-release culture now, and Kal Ho Na Ho, I went to watch it on the weekend and absolutely loved it. I saw it 21 years ago in 2003 when it released. In fact, I haven't seen it so frequently since then. But this month actually, I had planned to watch Karan Arjun, because the announcement for Karan Arjun came quite some time ago, and I had kind of almost planned to watch Karan Arjun on the weekend of 22nd to 24th. But when the news came that Kal Ho Na Ho was also re-releasing, and the information came out came a day or two prior to its release, I just felt that it was a no-brainer for me to watch Kal Ho Na Ho, because it's just one of those films which has left that lasting impression on me. So I've seen a couple of them. I went to watch Veer Zara in September. I had not seen Veer Zara in the theater in 2004. And I remember while watching Veer Zara, and it was again a packed theater, the audience was absolutely in love with the film. And they were hooting and whistling on the scenes, and many of them made that impact. It was a wonderfully made love story, Yash Chopra's film. Kal Ho Na Ho, actually, Kal Ho Na Ho had great music, had along with everything else. The story of this terminally ill man who comes into the lives of a family and changes them. This protagonist being Preeti Zinta, who's a bit of an emotionally damaged person and facing a lot of issues because of that, and someone who's pining for love in her life. She has this friend played by Saif Ali Khan, but it's obvious that Shah Rukh, despite having this health condition, is in love with Preeti, but Preeti is also falls in love with Shah Rukh eventually, and but then the real Shah Rukh doesn't disclose the truth to her and has to find a way out of the relationship. And I just think the audience, it was just such a wonderful experience. I'm not saying it was a perfect film, but the audience absolutely got into it. The emotions, they were rejoicing, laughing, crying together. And of course, in the auditorium where I was watching it, they didn't go onto the stage and start dancing. There were at least 2-3 such songs which gave the vibe of going onto the stage and dancing. But no, it didn't happen in the theater. I saw it. But It's been both the films I watched, V Zara and Kal Ho Na Ho, have been an absolute pleasure to see once again. And why are these films doing so well? And I think that one of the reasons is that is a paucity of good films coming out right now, and it's unfortunate. I mean, like people are. I mean, the lack of quality this year in films has been really, really poor. I mean, March, okay, there were a couple of films which did decently. April, a little bit of a washout. I think everyone had a lot of hopes on the Eid releases, but they didn't come out very well. May was a good time to come out of it because May was a good time to come out, and May also the films didn't do all that well. June was good. July again very so-so. August 3-2 did brilliantly, but not so much with the others. So I think the decision had to be made that what do you do to change the pattern, and that's when this decision to re-release films come. And I think quality never goes away, and these films are just absolute quality. The two films, at least that I watched, which is Veer Zara and Kal Ho Na Ho. I'm sure other films will also be, but and I really do want to watch Karan Arjun. But the thing is that I have this thing of not watching more than one film uh, at a time, and I don't really go to the theater very often. So I've watched Kal Ho Na Ho. The choice was between this and Karan Arjun, so I've already watched Kal Ho Na Ho, and I really, really hope Karan Arjun, the fans love Karan Arjun again, and I'm sure they will. So I just think it's been wonderful. Whatever the whole experience of re-releasing films. I know it doesn't speak very well for the contemporary Hindi film industry. It People are not liking the current spate of films coming out. I think there's some states they're saying that the ticket prices are very high, which is true. I remember going to watch but I only saw one of the Diwali releases. I went to this is Bhool Bhulaiya 3, but uh, yeah, the prices are exorbitantly high. But and comparatively, the prices of these old films are lower, and that's one of the reasons why I think people want to watch it. Is an enticing factor. I won't say it's one of the reasons they want to watch. It's an enticing factor, and they're quality films. They give you what they give things to the audience. And I'm now told that more films will come out over a period of time. So this is just the beginning. Uh, the We don't know what those films are going to be, but so be it. And it's a warning sign for the current filmmakers to actually make better films. Those were the days when there weren't OTT rights being sold. Nowadays, OTT rights are being sold, and with OTT rights being sold, there's a little bit of a cushion all filmmakers have that we get this back. Uh, we are in a safe zone. Earlier, there was much more pressure on recovering the money from theatrical only. So all these things and satellite. I mean, I don't want to discount satellite here. So OTT has been a big game changer, but at the end of the day, quality filmmaking remains quality filmmaking, and I love and romantic films always have that have that everlasting alluring feel to them. So I mean, Kal Ho Na Ho has obviously done quite well so far, and it should be running for a bit now. So, to people who haven't seen the film, who want to watch the film, I would just suggest go and watch it. And I've absolutely loved it, and I hope to see more classics come out actually, because despite the fact that many of them are on OTT platforms. And that's one of the reasons why I don't go to watch every one of them, because most of them are on OTT platforms. But there is a different feel watching a Veer Zara or a Kal Ho Na Ho in the theater compared to OTT, because the theaters are going packed. And to laugh, cry, rejoice together is a different experience altogether. So this was my thoughts. Keep tuning into my channel and keep watching. Thank you.